Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So I've tried to film this video, I don't know how many times, but I keep either being very long-winded or messing up the audio or whatever the case may be. So let's do this video real quick. This is going to be a series. There's going to be two videos to this. The first video, this one, you will see the day that I'm actually picking the car up. And the second video of me picking the car up and going through that process, you guys will see the next day. So we are buying a car from Carvana, and I'm actually scheduled to pick it up tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. So let's talk about the whole process. I'm sure most of you guys are probably shocked that I am buying a car from Carvana, but let's go over everything up to this point, and let me talk to you guys about the process and what my general takeaway from this experience so far is. So let's get into it. So some of you guys that are following my channel have been following me since like 2020. Obviously we're over here on Rumble now and TikTok, and content's kind of the same. But here's what I want to talk to you guys about, obviously, is Carvana. So if you guys have been following me for a while and followed me back when I had close to 11,000 subscribers over on YouTube, you know that I attempted to do business with Carvana back in June, July, August-ish of 2023, and it was a god-awful, horrible experience. I would like to say that so far this experience has been flawless, but I would be lying if I did. So I wanted to kind of go over some of the takeaways that I've learned thus far with doing business with Carvana. And we'll see exactly how this ends tomorrow if all goes well, see what the condition of the vehicle is once I pick it up, so forth and so on. But let's kind of talk about it. So Carvana is owned and operated by the same family that owns and operates Drive Time. And any of you guys that have ever purchased from Drive Time or have looked at vehicles at Drive Time, you know that their cars are a little overpriced, but they also do like subprime type lending. And I mean, obviously anybody can buy from them, but they specialize in dealing with subprime lending for people with bad credit, and that's what their bread and butter is. That's what they rely on, is making money on astronomical interest rates and so forth and so on. So I went over to Carvana thinking that, hey guys, I'm sorry for the noise, but I have my windows open and the freeway's right there. But I went over to Carvana with the expectation of thinking that because my credit score was a 733 with Experian, that I would get a fairly decent rate if I financed with Carvana. So I chose to finance with Carvana. Now I could have backed out at any time. I could still back out right now and it wouldn't cost me a penny. But I decided to go ahead and go through with this entire experience just so we could film it and document everything from start to finish. So I've done the deal twice now. The first time I did it was without my trade-in. I was going to sell the Mini Cooper outright because it's worth, as a private party, anywhere between $4,500 to $5,000. And Carvana only offered me $1,800 as a trade-in for the Mini Cooper. Now, some of the advantages and disadvantages of trading it in are this. With trading it in, let me go back to this. Without trading it in, obviously I can turn around and sell it for a lot more than $1,800, and I can put that money in my pocket, and I could use that money however I see fit, whether it be pay a portion of the loan down or do whatever. It's starting to thunder, and I just washed the car and cleaned it up for turning it in tomorrow, and it's going to rain on it. Oh well. So there's that advantage. of having the money. The advantage to trading it in is, number one, it lowered the interest rate of the loan, which any points that you can save on this loan is great because their interest rates are ridiculous. But it also saved me $337 with the state of Illinois as a tax credit for trading the vehicle in. Now, with that being said, like I said, I do have, when Carvana ran my credit, it came up with a 733 credit score, and here is proof right here. So when I tell you guys the interest rate on this loan, you guys are going to be shocked, and you're going to understand why I am saying the things that I'm saying thus far about Carvana. And I really feel like Carvana is basically designed for people who have really shitty credit or can't get a car loan anywhere else, that they come to Carvana. So Carvana ended up giving me a loan, and my interest rate, actually, let me tell you the figures first, and then I'm going to tell you the interest rate. You guys see that I have a 733 credit score with Experian. So here's the numbers. Carvana price for the vehicle that I'm buying is $25,590. The taxes are $2,030.65. Registration fees, Illinois registration is $151, title fee is $165, and their electronic title thing, which is now required by the state of Illinois for Carvana in order for them to even do business here, because Illinois said, screw you guys, you've screwed over customers enough here in the state of Illinois. The only way you're going to be able to do business in the state of Illinois is if you sign up and you issue metal plates on the spot to our customers. So that is that $14 fee. So instead of getting a temporary tag from Carvana, I will have metal plates when I drive out of the dealership tomorrow morning. So anyway, it brings the subtotal of my vehicle to $27,949.29. Now, they offered me $1,800 for a trade-in on the Mini Cooper, but I still owed a small balance on the car. So after everything was said and done, they're crediting about $1,594.59 to the loan. So I have a total balance of $25,654.65. They also are refunding me $390 from money that I had already paid. So they sent that back to me. So here's where the numbers get crazy. With a 733 credit score, my APR for this loan through Carvana, which, by the way, they go through Bridgecrest, which Bridgecrest is the loan company that finances all the cars for drive time. My interest rate is 24.64% for 75 months. My payment is $705 a month. Let that sink in a minute. Yeah. So with a 733, my interest rate is 24.64%. Crazy. So let's talk just real quickly, and I'm going to wrap this video up because I do want this just to be a real quick little video. Like I said, I was very long-winded on some of my other ones that I deleted and didn't upload. So I'm sure most of you guys are wondering what it is that I am buying. You're going to have to wait until the video tomorrow to find out. I'm not going to tell you guys. So make sure you come back tomorrow and you'll see. I will give you one spoiler alert. I have owned the vehicle before, not the exact car that I'm buying, but I have owned this vehicle before. I just bought the same type of vehicle, but a lot more bells and whistles, if you will. So, a couple things. Number one, when I first did the deal, I did not have the trade-in on, and it was a very simple, quick, fast process. I was actually very impressed because it took me all of like 15 minutes from start to finish. I went on their website, I picked out the vehicle that I liked, I submitted my credit application, it approved me, starting to rain now, It approved me instantly on the spot. It gave me my rates and everything else. Now, before I did the trade-in, my interest rate was like 28.65. And with adding the trade-in, it dropped the interest to 24.64. That's number one. Number two, without doing the trade-in and having a $390 down payment involved, it was 7 days out before I could pick the vehicle up or them deliver it. So then I decided, I said, you know what? I really don't want to spend any money out of my pocket when I've got equity sitting outside. So let's trade the car in. And I was like, and then I also get the tax credit and things like that, and it makes it a lot easier, and then I can transfer my license plates and all that. So that's what we ended up doing. And that's where the experience with Carvana kind of soured in my book. Trading the car in, and now in Carvana's defense, I can kind of understand a little bit because, as most of us know, Carvana has been in the news a lot over the last couple of years for selling stolen vehicles and things like that. So I'm going to chop all of this up to them just making sure they cover their butts and they're not buying a stolen vehicle, and that they have all of their I's dotted and their T's crossed. So I understand that. With that being said, number one, when doing the trade-in for the Mini, my Mini is registered under my business name, under my under my LLC. My new car is going to be under just my personal name. Because I'm trading the car in, I had to provide them with a ton of documentation to prove that I was the owner of the LLC, of the business. So I had to upload articles of incorporation, my tax ID number, and the real copies. I couldn't just give them the information. They had to see the real copies. So I provided all of that for them. Then, because there was a small balance owed, they wanted a 10-day payoff in writing from the finance company, which is just the dealership, because I didn't finance it with a finance company. I just toted like a small balance with the place I bought it from. And that's a whole nother video too. But anyway, so they wanted something in writing, a 10-day payoff. It needs to show your information, their information, the VIN number of the vehicle, a 10-day payoff with the interest per diem, when the 10-day payoff is good through, and it has to be signed by them on company letterhead, and it's got to be a piece of paper that you can actually take a picture of, and they can see all four corners of the document. Again, they've been a victim of a lot of fraud and have done a lot of fraudulent shit to people. So I kind of understand. Where I don't understand was I had to really show my butt and be rude and disrespectful to several different people in underwriting to get them to actually pick up the phone and call the dealership that has the lien on my Mini Cooper to verify the stuff, because every time I uploaded this paper, this 10-day payoff, they rejected it. And it was because the dealership emailed it to me instead of me having a piece of paper, and I saved it and uploaded it. But the dealership that has the lien on my Mini is 3.5 hours away in Springfield. I wasn't driving down there, and I wasn't waiting on them to mail me a copy of this 10-day payoff. So Paula, with their underwriting department, actually finally picked up the phone, and she called the dealership and she spoke to the owner, and she got all the information that she needed, and she cleared it out of the system. The very next day, because this lien holder wasn't in their database of approved lien holders, they had to send a ticket into their IT department for their IT department to manually add this lien holder to their database so they could link my deal or my trade-in to this lien holder so they could clear it out again. So they did. Now, I can say this. You know, we were talking a minute ago about when you had a down payment, it was 7 days out. When I added the the trade-in, my pickup day for the vehicle was literally the very next day. I was supposed to have picked the car up on Saturday. However, they didn't get the documents all processed because of that lien holder stuff. They didn't get it all done, so they actually had to change the pickup date until Monday, Memorial Day morning is when I'll pick it up. So we got everything finally squared away. And the cool thing about them is obviously they send all of your documents directly right here on the portal on Carvana.com. You click on it, you DocuSign, you just tap, 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 tap. It's signed, it's done. You provide proof of insurance, and you're done. Now, I know from talking to a few other people that they had to do a lot more than I did, and I'm assuming it's because of credit. For me, when I applied, I didn't have to show them proof of income. I did not have to show them proof of residence. I didn't have to show them social security number or social security card. I didn't have to show them anything. The only thing I did was I had to upload my driver's license, proof of insurance, and that was it, and the documentation for my trade-in. Now, I do know that there are some people that have said that when they were purchasing from them, that it was kind of a pain in the butt because they made them upload driver's license, social security card, proof of residence, proof of income, all of this other stuff. And I didn't have to do that. But again, I guess it's based probably on credit because they looked at my credit report and they seen that my credit score was a 733. And they said, you know what? He's got good credit, so we don't need all of that. And a lot of dealerships are like that. So I think that's pretty much going to wrap this video up. Again, I was trying to keep this video kind of short and to the point and kind of give you guys a little bit of the details of the backstory of what's going on before we go tomorrow to pick the car up. So if you guys have done business with Carvana before, bought a car, drop a comment below. Let me know what your experience was with them. Would you buy a car from them, knowing their reputation and their history? I can tell you, I'm a little on the fence about it. When I told TK that I was buying a car from him, he's like, "Oh no, really?" So let's see what happens. But I will be sure to film tomorrow when we go to pick it up. I also probably going to put the phone in my pocket with my earbud in my ear so you guys can still hear audio. And then we'll record the car coming down the vending machine and first impression of the car when we see it and things like that. Now I will say, spoiler alert, I did drive by the vending machine today and they already have it loaded. I see it. It's on the third floor of the vending machine facing the front. So I was able to see it today. And from what I can see through the glass, it looks like it's extremely clean. I don't know if they just freshly detailed it or what, because there is a lot of history of Carvana's cars being extremely dirty and not taken care of and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if they've detailed it or what. I have no idea. I don't know if it's going to have a full tank of gas. I don't know if it's going to have any gas. I did see the inspection report and it said that they replaced the tires. So I'm interested to see if it has new tires. God, I hope so. I will tell you this, it's a 2021. So I'm hoping that it's in pretty damn good shape. So anyway, guys, with that being said, I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to finish eating dinner. And you see I got all the junk out of the Mini already. That's all the stuff that was back there in the car. So got it sitting there waiting for me to pick up the car tomorrow at 10:20 in the morning. And yeah, so I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.